Hi guys, welcome to another fabulous episode of the Goldiva Fab Show. With me, Goldiva, as always. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and we have an amazing show lined up for you. On today's episode, I have the reigning queen of Miss Ebony Ambassador UK, Aminata Kamara. She is going to be here talking to us about how it's been so far being a reigning queen and holding a title so huge as that. We're also going to be talking about more fashion beats on the Fashion Fab with my co-host. You do not want to miss all of that, so make sure you stay tuned. Hi guys, welcome back to the show. I am now on the sofa with an amazing lady, and by amazing, I'm talking about a lady that represents the word Ebony. And by Ebony, yeah, she is a queen. I have an actual queen, which is the first ever crowned Miss Ebony Ambassador UK. And Ebony in the words of elegance, bold, noble, originality, youth. And she's looking very youthful tonight, I must say. And she goes by the name of Aminata Kamara. How are you doing, darling?
I'm fine, thank you.
Can I just say you look very radiant? Like, can you just give us a queen wave first of all? There we go. We have a queen in the we have a queen in the house. Like, that is amazing. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
It's amazing to have you on here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so first of all, let's start with the beginning. Who is Aminata Kamara?
Aminata Kamara is a quiet person, but was a quiet person, let me say that. But now I'm trying to get my nerves out and all of that. And I'm a mother. I'm a queen. Yes. I'm carrying my Ebony crown. I'm a queen. I'm a student. So that's Aminata.
That's who Aminata is. Okay, so let's take Aminata the person to this queen now, because that's your new title. So it's almost like I can't even call you Aminata. I have to put Queen Aminata.
Yes.
So that's the sign of respect it carries. You are the first ever crowned Miss Ebony Ambassador UK. I mean, that's, first of all, that's an history.
It is.
That can never be repeated.
No.
So that's like another title on its own that you always owed. But how do you feel to be a queen of like an organization that stands for so much and represents a lot?
It has been a blessing. I feel so blessed and honored, and I feel so lucky as well to be crowned the winner that night. And ever since I've been crowned a winner, there's been so many opportunities. I've been to so many places. I've done a lot.
Quite a lot. Which I am going to get into because we need to go into detail as what you've done with your queenship so far. But let's go to the very first beginning. What made you enter the pageant? Because, I mean, there's a lot of pageant out there, and which you are aware of. But this particular pageant, I mean, is something that attracted you, and you just went for it and you became the queen. What made you say, let me apply for this pageant?
The Ebony pageant is one of its kind. It's not just about beauty, it's about brains and creativity. Okay. And it's the first pageant of its kind. And it's not any pageant, because most of us have this perception about pageants. You have to wear bikinis, you have to look in a certain way. With this pageant, it doesn't. It embraces you.
So it says, just the way you are.
Just the way you are. Beauty comes within. As long as you're beautiful, you're elegant, your originality, you're noble, and you are what we're looking for.
Okay. You know, I'm asking all these questions like I don't already know. I'm sure you're thinking, of course you know that already. Guys, can I just put it out there? I hosted the first ever Miss Ebony Ambassador UK, where she was crowned the queen. And I have to say, I am glad that you won, because I watched your journey from the beginning from being a contestant to actually being the queen, and I was like, wow, the best person really did win at this point. So I have to say a very big congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
And I know we kind of share the same, I guess, like I said, you always have that crown. So you being the first ever queen, and I'm being the first ever host. So we kind of have that title that no one can take away from us, right? So now let's go into it. Before Miss Ebony Ambassador, have you ever done any modeling at all? Did you have any proud experience as to?
Nothing at all.
No. So you never done any modeling, you never did anything, you just went straight into pageant?
Never.
Wow.
And I've never dreamed of taking part in a pageant before.
But like you said, you entered this one because of what it stands for.
This one because what it stands for, and you're not going to go on stage with bikinis and look at it and all of that. No, you're not. You're just going to go as you are, show your beautiful side. Just be yourself, and you never know.
I know that. And just to emphasize a little bit more on that, when she said Miss Ebony actually stands out and is quite different, the whole point of the Ebony Ambassador is not just about you being a beautiful woman, like you said. It's more about skill empowerment, which is something that we have to stress about, because a lot of people don't know how much of an impact it makes when you pass on skill onto people.
True.
So be that being said, you learn a lot of skills, you know, during the contest and why you were in this. So can you tell us a bit more about the process, what you've learned and what you've managed to do with it so far?
Before the pageant, we there was a workshop that was running. So we went to the workshop every week, and the workshops involve makeup, hair braiding, and bead making, rhinestone embellishment, and makeup, and sewing, and gele tying. So it was a lot.
So it was quite a lot.
It was
so
quite
basically,
a lot.
in the process of being in a pageant, you get to learn a lot. That's the most amazing thing about it. Wow, that's the good. Did you ever think, I have to say this, and I know you're probably going to say no, but when you entered the contest, obviously there were other people. Did you ever like think, you know what, I think I might win. I think I got this. You know, like that feeling you get from the beginning, like I think I get it. Or did you go like, no, I don't think I can ever win this?
No, I don't think I'll win.
Is that the feeling that was in your head?
I didn't.
You didn't. So when your name was called as, and the queen is, and I'm gonna say in the voice, that I did it, which was, and the queen.
Drum roll, please. I did a drum roll.
Drum roll, and then I waited for a bit because I was like, we have to So how did you feel when you heard your name as the crowned queen of Miss Ebony Ambassador 2016?
I was surprised and I was shocked. I was in tears because I was given a sash already for Noble. I didn't know I was going to be the winner.
Yes.
So it was tears of joy. It was a lovely day, to be honest. It was.
So before you won the queen, obviously there was the what Miss Ebony stands for. There was the originality, bold, original, and noble.
Yeah.
So you already took the crown of
Noble.
So you won that already, and you thought, okay, this is what I'm going to win, and then you got the queen.
Indeed.
Wow,
I didn't know.
That's amazing. So far, now moving forward after you became the queen, because like they said, there's a certain power that rests on the queen when you have that title.
There's a duty.
Yeah, a duty. So what have you managed to do with your crown so far?
I have touched so many lives. I just came back from Sierra Leone. I went for almost a 2 weeks journey, and I've been to so many places. I've visited orphanages. I did a workshop there, a skills acquisition workshop to empower youth in there to do more skills training. I did that for 3 days, and they were awarded a certificate for that, for their job and all of that. And they feel loved, and their self-esteem, it boosted their self-esteem and self-confidence, because if you are able to do the, because we did, the workshop involves hair braiding and sewing. And I had to teach them how to moisturize their hair. So in terms of relaxing and everything. So it was a good process, and they gained a certificate after that to show what they've achieved, which was very good. And I visited orphanages as well, and primary schools. I supply stationaries for them. Wow. And I went to the hospital, and I provide baby clothes for babies, about 15 babies.
Wow.
So I had to get baby clothes for them.
Oh my God.
And I visited, it was a lot.
Okay. Which we probably can get into, but I have to do a round of applause for that. First of all, being that you've never had this experience, you were placed on this journey, and you cannot just put yourself into it, and you did all of that. And it's almost like you went into it, you know, gaining skills, and now you're passing on the skill to other people, which is like the most amazing thing ever. So would you ever like advise anyone to, I guess, contest for the next Miss Ebony?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, definitely. Are you ready to give up your crown though?
I am ready. I'm ready. Yeah.
You want to give up your crown?
Someone else has to take the pace.
Oh, I don't think I would want to give up my crown. I'm sorry. Like, I'll probably go in next year again.
I'll give you my crown, but my responsibilities stay the same.
You still keep it, yeah.
I still keep
the first ever queen.
So
are you, so far, I mean, you still got a few more months, obviously, left before the next one. Is there anything else you're planning to do with the crown, or something that you think you can still achieve, or something that you've been looking into that you feel you can still do?
Yeah, apart from the crown, I'm an ambassador for Against All Odds Still Standing. Is a charity organization. And when I went to Sierra Leone, they put me on a mission to get information for 10 students in Sierra Leone, so they'll be able to sponsor their education. Okay. So I went to my former school in Sierra Leone, and I was able to get 5 girls from junior and 5 girls from senior, so they will underprivileged girls, so they'll pay their school fees for them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I mean, this is also amazing. I feel like this is like amazing because it feels amazing to me because I feel like I was at the beginning of this journey, and to see how much you have done. And when I say you, I mean the whole Ebony,
Ebony crew,
I mean, it's not even up to what, 6-7 months to see how much you've done in that period of time. I mean, and it's in the first year as well, guys. I just have to add to that. That was the first ever Miss Ebony Ambassador UK. So to have achieved so much of that in the first year, because like I said, there's a lot of pageant out there.
True.
And most people just win the crown of a queen, and that's where it stops. And you've managed to do all of this. I'm speechless. I'm like, wow, I'm just really speechless.
After my reign, I'm planning on opening a skills center in Sierra Leone to empower youths.
Wow. Okay. Well,
with the support of my CEO, Irene.
Speaking of the CEO, I have to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Ebony, the whole body as a whole. What do you feel, apart from obviously you being crowned the queen, you've had to work with them really closely, and when I say them, I mean, you know, the queen mother herself, which is Irene. So how would you say so far you've been managed to, like, you know, work with her in terms of the whole experience and the organization that she basically, I guess, put you on this platform?
It has been good. And with Irene, she put her energy into it because, you know, that's her passion. Yeah. She'll try her best. She'll put her energy, she'll put effort in everything. She'll call me, Ami, I'll send you places to be next week. Make sure you're there on time. She'll brief me and everything. It's good.
And sometimes she follows you to places.
Everywhere she follows me to places.
I've seen her physically drag you to places and like just making sure you're
She's
good.
Following
and like,
me to places.
It's amazing. I just want to say, like, it does. I know. I mean, and I'm just saying this because I was part of it. I'm saying it now, looking from the outside, because it's one thing to be part of something, it's another thing to just sit back and see the results as it unfolds. And I just have to say a very big well done to the Ebony team for the amazing work. So now moving forward, would you, I know that I don't know if this counts as cheating, but would you ever like go and enter maybe another beauty pageant as a whole, like a different one? Do you ever consider?
I'm not thinking of that because most of these pageants, they need to learn from Ebony, to be honest, because it's not all about having the perfect body, being tall, wearing bikinis and everything. Our African parents have this bad perception about pageantry, and I think Ebony Ambassador have proven that there's different ways of being, that you can show yourself instead of just wearing bikinis and just being that stage and looking all glamorous. When you have the crown, there's so many lives you need to touch. So you say it's not just about wearing a crown. You have to do
about being confident.
Being confident in yourself and be who you are. And I think many pageants need to change their ways of how a pageant should be.
I can say that means you've enjoyed your reign so far.
I have.
And you feel like if you were to do this again, you would still go over and do it exactly the same way. Guys, that is it. I mean, we still have, like, you know, role models that represent what young black women should be. And as she said, there's a lot of pageant out there, but you just have to find something that works for you. And I just have to add as well, Miss Ebony started in the first year, and they still have, you know, another plenty more years to go, and they have another what's it called for this year. It's coming up very soon, so you can always find out the details on how to be a part of that. And if you feel you're a very young African youth of the African origin, you're elegant, you're bold, your originality, and you're noble, then I guess this is a pageant for you, right?
Yep.
Anything else? I think I put all the information there.
Yeah, I just want to thank you for having me, and thank you to the whole Ebony team and my CEO for being the best CEO. She has been wonderful.
That's amazing. She has.
She has. She's been wonderful.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Queen Aminata.
Thank you
for being on the show, and I'm sure I will see you sometime soon. You know, yeah, we will definitely. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much for having me.
That's it, guys, for this segment of the show. Make sure you stay tuned because we have more amazing stuff coming up.
Hello everyone, my name is Aminata Kamara. I'm the reigning queen of Miss Ebony Ambassador UK 2016. My advice to all the girls out there that are trying to go into pageantry, I just want to let you know that pageantry is not about just carrying the crown and everything. It's about doing your duties in terms of helping people's life and everything, because there's always a purpose in a pageant queen. And always be yourself and be educated as well, because you have so many places to stand up and talk, and you have to be educated and be yourself and be confident in yourself, because it will take you a long way. Thank you.
Hi guys, welcome to the Fashion Fab. As always with me, Goldiva.
It's Mr. Kizzy Plush Styles.
There, that was a smooth one. Can I just say you're looking very plush today?
Well,
I
try to come correct.
And I like the colour as well. It's like a pop of colour.
I thought I'd just bring some color into the whole set and everything.
That's good. And that's funny because today I wasn't feeling very colourful. So I wanted to do the whole monochrome effect. But then, you know when you just miss the colour? I was like, you know what, I have to get some colours on my hair. And that's just what I did. Good?
The hair looks really nice.
I know, right? I know, yeah.
Credit to you.
Shout out to my stylist. Oh yeah, Tina Mobile Salon. She did a great job. Yeah. So, enough of that. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about shopaholic.
Shopaholics.
That's a very simple word, but it carries like a very deep and a very big, meaning. Shopaholic.
Are you a shopaholic?
I think to some extent, sometimes I'm not sure.
Well,
yeah.
like the statistics says 1 in every 10 person is a shopaholic. So
then I don't think I'm a shopaholic.
You think so? You're not 1 in 10?
So. No, I
because
think there's 1 in 10.
I've been to your closet before.
Oh yeah, we everybody think I have a problem with shopping, but I don't think I'm a shopaholic when it comes to that. Because for me, the simply put, I think I would say shopaholic is like an addiction. Let me put it that way. I think it's like an addiction. So if you have an addiction to shopping, you feel like it's like a life or death situation, I'm gonna die if I don't do this. So I don't think I'm at that point, so I won't call myself a shopaholic.
Well, you don't have to die before you do this. All you need to do is, I love this, I love this, I love that, I love that, I love that.
If I don't have it, I'm gonna die.
No, you're not gonna die.
You say it, you think it, you feel like you're gonna die if you don't have it.
Why do I feel like I want to make you feel like a shopaholic?
I know, right? But I'm actually not. Okay, you know what? But if you define it and then we say it, then we can now see at the end of it if I classify as a shopaholic.
All right, shopaholic is someone who buys lots of stuff, addicted to shopping, things that they don't really need, things that they don't actually need to have.
Yeah, I mean, obviously in this case we're talking about on the fashion sense. I just feel like if you shop for fashion unnecessarily, there's a difference between a fashion lover, when you like to collect stuff, you like to follow trends and things like that. I think that's the everyday thing to do as a fashion lover, and if you love to obviously keep up with what's trending and what's hot. But when it gets to the point where you're shopping unnecessarily, you just want to go and buy just for the sake of buying, not even for a purpose.
Exactly.
Then I think that's when it becomes that's when you become a shopaholic.
I think you nailed it on the head when you said buying things you don't actually need, or just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes even I'm guilty of it. Sometimes I wouldn't call myself a shopaholic. Sometimes you go to the shops, you buy things you really don't need. I think you can classify that as a shopaholic, because I feel like I said, I feel like I do that sometimes. I won't class myself as a shopaholic, but there are some people who go to the extreme. You go to the shop, say, okay, that shoe, or that Balenciaga shoe, or that Zara shoes, I need it, or I want it, not need, but you want it. I think that's when you cross that line.
Line of shopaholic.
Yeah.
But I think that's also what, like I said before, what every fashion lover would do. If you're like a fashion lover, sometimes we do tend to buy things that we don't need, but because you're already thinking about a certain look, or you're already being fashion forward, you're already thinking what you're going to do with that. But I think sometimes it's just when you cross the line, for me, is when you would go to any length to achieve it. I mean, as a shopaholic, it gets to the point where if you don't even have the money, you still feel like you will go to any length just to buy, this fashion, because you just feel like, I need it, I can't do without it. I mean, I'm talking about not using your money for anything else. I mean, have you ever seen an instance when someone don't pay their bills and they actually go shopping, and your bills and your rent are due, but take the money physically to go and buy fashion?
Yeah, exactly. I think that one is a clear-cut case of you are a shopaholic. So what will you say about people who are millionaires, billionaires, who go to the shops and say, okay, I want the whole shop?
I don't think...
they don't have no bills to take care of or anything, but they just want it.
But I think that's what I'm saying. I think with that, obviously, what differentiate, I guess, a millionaire would be, obviously, you have the resources to buy it. So I guess with that, even if you have the resources to buy it, that doesn't mean you have to buy everything. So even if you do have the resources to buy it and you still go ahead to buy everything you don't need, then I guess you're still a shopaholic. The only difference is you're able to afford it. And then someone else, on the other hand, might not be able to afford it, but they still want it as bad as, someone that can afford it want it. And for me, another thing I would say is, I feel like that there's levels, like they say, there's levels to this, there's levels to it. Like, I think it's like you build up to it. Like you said before, some people just buy what they don't need, but I don't really think they classify as shopaholic. And that's why I will go back to the beginning, and I think I will put myself in that frame
category. Yeah.
So maybe I'm not like in the highest of that.
Don't try to console yourself.
No. I just feel like okay, this is my thing, right? One thing about me that I have a problem is, if I ever go to a shop and I say I'm just going to a shop to buy one thing, best believe I'm not going to that shop alone. I am going to go to that shop. I will go to the neighboring shop, and I'll go to every other shop around it. And if I ever go online to buy something, I am going to 5 more online stores. And if I ever buy one thing, I'm buying it in 5 different colors.
Oh,
that is my problem.
Ladies and gentlemen,
that is
that not a shopaholic?
But I will also tell you the good thing about that is, once I don't shop, I'm one of those people that I might not shop for a month.
Okay.
So it's like, but once I do it, I can't stop. But when I don't do it, I'm good. So I guess it's about having the control,
the balance,
and just being able to do that.
So what do you want to? Okay, I feel like I'm trying the questions, but at the end of the day, this is a show that people out there want to see and want to know what. So what do you do if you're in that kind of situation? Like,
I mean, to be quite honest, like we said before, it's an addiction. It's not something that you can just switch your fingers and all of a sudden it's gone. I mean, it's a process. Once you recognize that, you have to first of all ask yourself, like, I mean, some people know that they're shopaholic and they don't want to change it. Like, I don't know why you would. Exactly. If you can afford it, I mean, I guess it works to your advantage, because at the end of the day, you're not doing bad to anyone, and you're not getting in debt and all of that. But if it gets to a point where you can't afford it and you're beginning to do things you shouldn't do just to afford this fashion, and I feel like that's when you really need to sit down and and draw a line to it. And I think the best way to get out of it is, first of all, you have to see in a way that, what can I do differently? I like this lifestyle, I want to be able to buy stuff, but how can I do it in such a way that it doesn't take all my money, it doesn't take all my time, and I don't invest so much in it? I feel like that's the first way to start. And once you've done that, you can now gradually, I guess, cut back. Because another thing with shopaholic that I realize is, once you buy this stuff, because you're addicted to buying, you almost wear it once and you get rid of it.
Exactly.
So for me, I would say,
some people don't even wear it at all.
So for me, what I would say is, if you really like it, buy it, do whatever you want to do, wear it 1 time, 2 time, whenever, sell it, and then buy something else with it. So I guess in that case, it would be about getting rid of things.
And I think that brings us to another topic, which we might discuss subsequently, about, organizing your wardrobe or editing your wardrobe, that kind of thing. Because when you buy a lot of stuff like that, and after a while, maybe a few months, years, whatever it is, you might want to say, okay, you know what? I don't really need these things. How do we get rid of it? How do we,
I think that's just an everyday thing that applies to people. But in terms of shopaholic, bringing it back to that, I feel like that's possibly like just the best way. I guess you can't really just get rid of it, but I guess it's just a process you have to walk through it.
Exactly.
Just try and see how you can do and just control the urge. It's hard, but control it.
Yeah, but I think if you're out there watching, I think, I'm not trying to discourage anyone from not shopping or anything, but if you don't need it, don't buy it.
I think that's the best way to actually put it.
Don't buy things you don't need.
And
simple as that.
And I think that's it. So if you fall under the shopaholic category, or halfway through, just like myself, it's all right. It's not too bad. We can change. We can change. And then, yeah, that is it, guys, for this segment of the show. Make sure you stay tuned because we have more amazing stuff coming up. Our style icon for the week is Laura Ikeji. Laura is a fashionista who quickly became an household name through her love for fashion. She has created an economy and a platform for people to express themselves through fashion and have managed to build a brand out of that and encourage young girls to follow their dreams. And for this reason, Laura Ikeji is our style icon for the week. So that's it, guys, for this episode of the Goldiva Fab Show. Thank you so much for tuning in, and make sure you stay tuned next time because we're going to have much more fabulosity for you. I want to say a very big thank you to my special guest, Aminata Kamara, the Queen of Miss Ebony Ambassador, and also to my team for just always keeping it together. Until next time, guys, stay fabulous.